we celebrate that very spirit. Across this auditorium are leaders, researchers, educators, innovators, entrepreneurs, and students, each bringing unique perspectives, experiences, and aspirations. Although we come from different institutions, backgrounds, and disciplines, today we are united by one common purpose, that is, to learn, to collaborate, to innovate, and to create solutions that make a meaningful difference to our society. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the true essence of synergy. I am Shaista Taranum, Assistant Professor from Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, and your Master of Ceremonies for today's inaugural session. With this, it gives me immense pleasure on behalf of Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences and the organizing committee of Synergy 2026 to welcome our esteemed dignitaries, faculty members, students, industry experts, and participants to the inauguration of Synergy 2026, International Conference on Smart, Intelligent, and Innovative Technologies, organized by Faculty of Engineering and Technology, Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences. I warmly welcome you all. Over the next 3 days, Synergy 2026 will provide a platform for sharing pioneering research, fostering interdisciplinary collaboration, and driving innovations that will shape the future. With this, I would like to say that great institutions are built by visionary leaders who inspire and who excel. To grace this inaugural ceremony, we are privileged to have with us our esteemed dignitaries. May I respectfully invite our esteemed dignitaries to kindly grace the dais. I start by inviting Dr. Sarat Kumar Maharana, Dean Faculty of Engineering and Technology. I also invite our chief guest, esteemed chief guest, Professor Vidyadhar Subudhiji, Director, National Institute of Technology, Warangal. I invite Dr. Jyoti Eti, Conference Convener, Synergy 2026. I invite Dr. Ananta Iyengar, Conference Convener, Synergy 2026. Please give them a big round of applause. Thank you, dignitaries. I also extend a very warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Dr. Florimond Greenidge, Associate Professor, Birmingham City University, United Kingdom. He will be joining us later this morning for the online keynote session. I welcome him as well. India has always believed that knowledge enlightens humanity and education transforms society. Ramaiah institutions have always stood for excellence, discipline, and service to society. Ramaiah Anthem reflects our institutional identity, values that guide our journey. To invoke the blessings of Almighty and to pay the tribute to our motherland, I request everyone to kindly rise for the Vande Mataram followed by Ramaiah Anthem.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujala Sukhala, Malayaj Sheetala, Sasya Shyamala Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhra Jyotsna Pulakitaya Pullata Sumita Drupadala Shobhini Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini Sukhadam Varadam Mataram Vande Mataram Vande Mataram Shri Gananathuni Sharada Satkavulanu Sahaja Yogi Munulan Surulan Deva Brahmana Dhanyuni Sakalantaryami Harini Chala Bhajantum
पूजा भक्तिसहितम् ज्ञान विज्ञान विद्या विनय भूषण
हीरामय्य समूह संस्थान
ज्ञान विज्ञान विद्या विनय भूषण हीरामय्य समूह संस्थान तारे निहार के आदरे ईमान के जय वेन्नुव ई संस्थान के ದ್ರಷ್ಟಾರರು ಕಟ್ಟಿದ ಕನಸಿನ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯವಿದು
ದೀಪದೊಳು ಪ್ರದೀಪಗಳ ಬೆಳಗುವ ಶ್ರದ್ಧಾ ಸ್ಥಾನವಿದು
ಅರಿವಿನ ದಿಗಂತದಾಚೆಗೆ ಜಿಗಿಯುಗ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲವಿದು ಗೃಹ ಗೃಹದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೃಹ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣಕ್ಕೆ ತಂತ್ರಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸೋಪಾನವಿದು ಮಿತಿಯಿಲ್ಲದ ಅಮಿತ ಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧನ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರವಿದು ಪ್ರತಿಭೆಯ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಲು ಸ್ಫೂರ್ತಿಯ ಕೇಂದ್ರವಿದು ಅಜ್ಞಾನದ ಕತ್ತಲೆ ನೀಗುವ ಸುಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸೂರ್ಯನ ರಶ್ಮಿದು
ಜಗದೋದ್ಧಾರದ ಹೊಂಗನಸನು ಹೊತ್ತಿದ ಅರಿವಿನ ತಾಣವಿದು
ಅರಿವಿನ ಹಣತೆಯು ಬೆಳಗನ್ನು ಚೆಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಅಸಂಖ್ಯಾತ ಕಿರಣಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲೆಡೆ ಹೊರಹೊಮ್ಮಿವೆ ಜಯವೆನ್ನುವ ಈ ಸಂಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ
Thank you, everyone. You may now be seated. Every successful conference begins with a warm welcome address that inspires meaningful dialogue, collaborations, and innovation. To formally address the gathering and welcome, I invite Dr. Jyoti AP, Associate Professor, Program Head Mathematics and Computing, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, and Convener of Synergy 2026 to deliver the welcome address.
A very good morning to one and all present here. Myself, Dr. Jyoti AP, convener for Synergy 2026. I extend my warm welcome to all the distinguished guests, eminent academicians, industry experts, researchers, faculty members, students, and participants who are joining us both in person and online for Synergy 2026 International Conference on Smart, Intelligent, and Innovative Technologies. So Synergy 2026 has been envisioned as an interdisciplinary platform that brings together experts from the different streams. So we have many engineering streams as well as healthcare. We also have one track on healthcare. So we are trying to give a solution to the contemporary societal challenges that we are facing every day. So this conference aims to foster the collaboration among the different researchers, academicians, industry practitioners, and all the young innovators across diverse domains, including computer science and engineering, robotics, aerospace, automotive, mechanical, electrical, electronics, civil, all different types of engineering domains, and healthcare as well. So on behalf of the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, RUAS, it is my privilege to extend a heartfelt welcome to all the esteemed dignitaries who have assembled here for this inauguration. So I extend a warm welcome to RUA's leadership team, Dr. M.R. Jairam, Honorable Chancellor, Professor Kuldeep Kumar Raina, our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Mr. S. Ashok Rao, Registrar, and Professor Rangnath Arvi, Provost Engineering and Allied Health Sciences. So in their absence, I respectfully acknowledge and welcome all the above dignitaries as they are unable to joining us today due to the official commitment with the Diksharam program that is held at the other campus. So we are deeply grateful for their constant support, guidance, and their encouragement. So I extend a special welcome to our chief guest, Professor Vidyadhar Subudhi, Director NIT Warangal, whose presence greatly enriches this occasion. So may I request our Dean, Dr. Sarath Kumar Maharana sir, to welcome our chief guest with a bouquet. Thank you, sir. My warm welcome to our beloved Dean, Dr. Sarath Kumar Maharana, and Conference Chair, whose unwavering support has been the backbone of this particular conference. His guidance, encouragement, and leadership has been instrumental in making this conference possible. So may I request Dr. Anant Iyengar, sir, convener for Synergy Conference, to welcome our Dean, sir, with a bouquet. Thank you, sir. May I now request Ms. Shasta to welcome Dr. Dayananda, sir, if he is available. So I request Ms. Naganandini to welcome Dr. Anant Iyengar, sir, with a bouquet, who is the convener for Synergy 2026. Thank you. I also extend a warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Dr. Florimond Guinea. So he is Associate Professor from Remington City University, United Kingdom, UK. I also welcome the members of the organizing committee, Dr. Rinki Sharma, Associate Dean Kedar, and Dr. Nayana P. Patil, Associate Dean Student Wellbeing. And I wholeheartedly welcome all the HODs of the different departments, conveners, various organizing committee members, faculty coordinators, student volunteers, our ICT team, facility team, custodians, finance team, housekeeping staff, etc., who are all part of this particular thing, whose dedication has made this conference possible. Thank you to all of them. Last but not the least, a very warm welcome to all faculty members, research scholars, industry delegates, paper presenters, conference participants, and students joining us from Bangalore and from other parts of Karnataka, across India, and also from abroad. I welcome all of them. So now I will move on to give you all a brief note on the 3-day conference overview about the schedule. All of you would have received the schedule, but I just want to quickly summarize the things. So over the next 3 days, Synergy 2026 will host a rich blend of keynote lectures, workshops, technical paper presentations, panel discussions, and networking opportunity will be there for all of you. So on day 1, that is today, after the inaugural session, we'll be having the international keynote from Dr. Florimond Guinea from Remington University, UK. And after that, after lunch, you'll be having 4 parallel hands-on workshops conducted by the different clubs of Brewers. So I thank all the organizing members for the workshops wholeheartedly. And on day 2, 16 July 2026, technical paper presentation sessions across 5 conference tracks covering artificial intelligence and data science, design robotics and product engineering, and also design automation, IoT and computational engineering, sustainable infrastructure related to civil, aerospace, automotive and future mobility systems. And coming to day 3, we have technical sessions on energy materials and advanced manufacturing, biotechnology, healthcare, life sciences, and clinical applications is one more track. So after all this, we'll have a special panel discussion on AI takeover or human evolution, preparing the society for the future. So which is the need of the hour. So that will be there the last day before the valedictory. And some cultural programs will also be there before the valedictory on the 17th of July. And to conclude, we'll have a valedictory ceremony and a prize distribution in the end. So as we commence the Synergy 2026, let us collectively celebrate the spirit of innovation, interdisciplinary collaboration, and knowledge sharing that drives progress in science, engineering, and technology. So we hope this conference brings a platform for meaningful interactions, new partnerships, networking, and impactful research contributions from all of you. So once again, I extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you and wish you a productive, inspiring and memorable conference experience. Thank you once again and welcome all of you to Synergy 2026. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jyoti AP, for the warm and gracious address and for your invaluable leadership in organizing Synergy 2026. In Indian tradition, growing plant symbolizes knowledge, wisdom, prosperity, and continuous learning. Just as a tiny seed blossoms into a mighty tree, great ideas flourish when nurtured through research, innovation, and collaboration. To symbolize this spirit, we shall now proceed with the watering of the plant ceremony. May I request the esteemed dignitaries to kindly participate in this meaningful gesture.
Before we go for this, I request Gupta sir, you welcome Madam.
And I also request our Dean Sir Dr. Sarat Kumar Maharana to welcome Dr. Jyoti AP
You have both?
and Gupta sir also to join.
Especially the backbone. Thanks. I request all the participants can join us.
I request few participants and student coordinator volunteers and coordinators to join.
Yeah, please.
I request few participants to please join the team. Yes. Thank you, everyone. The vision of institution shapes the aspirations of students, researchers, and faculties. It is now my privilege to invite Dr. Sarat Kumar Maharana, Dean Faculty of Engineering and Technology, to deliver the opening remarks. Sir, may I request you to deliver the opening remarks?
Our chief guest, Dr. Vidyadat Subudhi sir, Director of IIT Warangal, Professor of IIT Goa, my colleagues on dais, Dr. Jyoti, Dr. Anand, Head of Departments, esteemed colleagues, students, researchers, and participants. I welcome you again to this 3-day conference, Synergy, which is going to be held in this beautiful campus starting from today. Synergy 2026 was conceived as a platform to integrate the beauties of all programs, the minds of all faculties together, and we can display something to the world and we can also receive something from others. The idea was not to break the silos of research. The idea was to integrate seamlessly and see that we are actually one. Only thing is our identification is different. Someone works on aerospace, someone works on AI/ML, someone works on smart city, someone working on drone technology, batteries. Everybody's working, but where is the synergy of working? So that was the thought process that was incubated into a form like this. I thank you again for decorating this campus today. It's a matter of pride and privilege to congratulate to all of you who have come here all the way from your residences, from offices, schools, and colleges to see and exchange your ideas with us and take home MSAs, and we also take something from you. That is where this international conference was conceived. Not only that, we also approached many people in the world. I personally have gone through, we have failed in reaching out to them because of their busy schedule. However, we are very fortunate to have an eminent personality with us, Dr. Subudhi sir, who is so busy, but we are so happy that due to his busy schedule, the director of NIT Warangal, which is one of the oldest NITs in the country, he heads this, but he could find some time and he is with us. Both importance and the reasoning, we also know a little bit. You will see some uniqueness in this particular synergy. 150 papers, participants. This will be discussed, deliberated in over next 3 years. But when you go home, when you go to our research lab, what are we going to see? Something new from MS Rama University of Applied Sciences. So to do that, the team has worked tirelessly to make sure that we are spotted, highlighted, and we should conquer your heart. That was our intention, starting from gate to your laboratories. So we are taking care of that. That our participants must have a nice experience when they go home. Coming to this technical side of this, the objective is very clear, and there is a mandate from the National Education Policy that connects all the programs, interdisciplinary things together. But we hardly see faculties talking to each other. Neither the water cooler discussion is happening, nor the canteen discussions are happening. We do not see that occasion where that discussion is happening. So probably we thought that let us create some spots, hot spots in the campus where people will gather and talk about this. You work on quantum, I work on AI, he works on materials, someone works on algorithm, someone works on data structure, everybody's working. But where is the place where everything is connected and shared with you? So we have attempted to show something, probably you like it so. Honorable Vice Chancellor, who is a great scientist and a man of eminence, he travels a lot. He visualizes that our university should have a good perception. Through what? Perception comes through various mechanisms. We wanted to connect with our people, learn from them. They will become our knowledge partner. So to be a knowledge partner, we should see that what are you doing and what we do. So if we like each other's idea, probably there will be a convergence, an intersection of your idea and ours. From there, we can actually take a step forward. Our Synergy 2026 is also envisioned in such a way that the provost has put his thought in it, that all the programs should have a day when everybody will talk about it. So of course, our hall is not full, capacity hall is not full, but I can see that the passionate people are passionate people have come together in the physical mode, and some are with us, but in a virtual mode. However, the world is connected. We are relaying this particular program through our YouTube channel and other media. That will happen. But you will take home a message that how these new things have come up very soon. Please do not forget to give your feedback to us where we have made mistake. The good things will flow smoothly. There will absolutely no problem. But good things nobody will speak about. But the things that will not be delivered, that will be spoken, should be given back to us so that we can improve upon our activities, initiatives in the coming years. Our university recently has been decorated with a lot of things. I must not tell you this in this occasion. However, I will also mention that on the distinct category, Rama University has got a new campus in Yelahanka and one in Jigni, Electronic City. It is the evidence of our faculties. It is evidence of our faculties activities. It is the evidence of our publication. It is the evidence of our research. To the best of my knowledge, around 6 CR projects are running in this campus. 98 PhD holders are sitting in this room, this campus. Around 200 researchers are already there, 800 faculties. If I see the statistics, it shows that we are attempting, for the last 3 years, we have progressed a lot. Our faculties have also gone beyond the boundaries and served these industries. And we are connected very much to different industries in PINIA. PINIA is a home of 13,000 small-scale industries, out of which 8,000 are actually serving in a very active way. So, meaningfully, this synergy is going to connect to both the industries, industry partners, researchers, leaders, technologists. In the next region, you will also come across people who will be coming to this campus, delivering their lectures. I must not go to the foundation of this because you all are great researchers, but the big intention was not to show off ourselves, to say that what we are doing. We might not be doing everything what we need. Probably we will also learn from each other, and kindly feel free to share your thought process. If you are failing to learn, you tell us, you hold our hand and tell us this is what you have not done. Thank you so much. I congratulate everybody for this conference, and I wish that this conference a great success. Thank you so much, both the conveners, for taking this initiative forward. All the heads, and it's my great pleasure again to congratulate all and have a wonderful lunch for 3 days and go home. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for this inspiring remarks and for the unwavering support you have provided to make Synergy 2026 as the General Chair of Synergy 2026 a big success. Thank you, sir. The Book of Abstracts of Synergy 2026 International Conference on Smart, Intelligent and Innovative Technologies reflects the innovative research contributions presented at this conference. May I now respectfully invite our esteemed dignitaries to kindly do the honors of unveiling the Synergy 2026 Book of Abstracts. Before that, we have a soft copy. Before we release the hard copy, we have a soft copy which will be, I request the dignitaries to kindly do the honors. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause as we proudly unveil the Book of Abstracts of Synergy 2026. Thank you, dignitaries. Now, we may now do the hard copies release. I request all the HODs and program heads to join the dignitaries on the dais in unveiling the book. I request the program heads and the HODs to join the dignitaries. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause as we proudly unveil Book of Abstracts Synergy 2026. Congratulations to all the authors, reviewers, editors and organizing committee for their valuable contribution to this publication. Thank you everyone. It is now my distinct honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Professor Vidyadhar Subudhi. Professor Vidyadhar Subudhi is presently serving as the Director of National Institute of Technology, Warangal, on deputation from IIT Goa, where he is the professor of School of Electrical Sciences and an INAE chair professor. He also serves as an adjunct professor at IIT Hyderabad. A distinguished academician, internationally recognized researcher, Professor Subudhi has earned his bachelor's from MIT Rourkela, his MTech from IIT Delhi, and his PhD in Control Systems and Engineering from University of Sheffield, United Kingdom. His remarkable career spans over 300 research publications, 5 Indian patents, and the successful supervision of 46 doctoral scholars. He is also a fellow of multiple prestigious professional bodies, including Indian National Academy of Engineering, the Institution of Engineering and Technology, the Asia Pacific Artificial Intelligence Association. His pioneering research in intelligent control systems, autonomous vehicles, smart grids, and power systems continue to influence global engineering community. He also serves on the editorial boards of leading IEEE journals and international publications. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming our chief guest, Professor Vrindavan Subudhi. May I now invite our chief guest to deliver the chief guest address. The podium is yours, sir.
Very good morning to all. Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Raina and the General Chair of this conference, Professor Marana, and Madam Jyoti and Professor Anand, the conveners of this conference, and all program heads, faculty members, students, and the delegates for this wonderful 3 days conference, Synergy 2026, International Conference on Smart, Intelligent, and Innovative Technology. So I'm indeed very privileged to be here today for this conference that is being organized by this wonderful university. So to me, it appears that there is a synergy between a marriage ceremony and academic marriage ceremony. So, like, I do conceive that the conferences are basically academic marriage ceremonies. Why? Because everybody smiles, everybody come for some purpose and some happiness, some takeaways in mind. Like, you see a simple marriage ceremony, but basically every stakeholder who attend that has different viewpoint and different expectations that precisely happen in a conference like this. And if you see the bride and bridegrooms, they are waiting for the future life to celebrate and to lead forward. The parents are very happy that the children are getting married, and the guests are very happy because they see their friends are there and they have good opportunity for networking. And the people who are not connected also, they are happy because they have good dinner and all that, maybe some good music and all that. And the more happy the one who have nothing to do, only to chase either a boy or a girl to find a match, either a boyfriend or a girlfriend. So a lot of opportunities in the marriage ceremony, and so also a marriage ceremony like this, academic marriage ceremony, I coin the word, like a conference. And what is Professor Maharana was rightly mentioning about the concept of synergy. Here, what happened that the delegates, they are different domains, they are from different domains. Some of them are from academic, some of them are from industry, some of them are from R&D, some of them are pursuing PhD, some of them have pursued the PhD and thinking to go ahead, and faculty members and many, kind of attendees, and the university itself. So all of them have different kind of expectations. And more so, there are a lot of takeaways. Normally, when a conference happens, people feel that what I'm doing, I will have the opportunity to present before the delegates or the similar people. And it may so happen that I am doing some work, and which may not be relevant to my area, but while attending casually to a session, something comes. I think at least 10% of it comes to my mind. And one such thing I can give an example, like the birds in the sky. They are going back their nest in the evening. You follow their pattern, how they are following a pattern. You could see that one of the birds, in the flock of birds, is behaving as a leader, and the remaining birds are behaving like followers. But they go to the nest every day, and there is something, their nature has given something. What is that? That is a cooperative motion. That means they have the communication there. That means the rest of the bird, that the follower birds communicate to the leader bird, and leader bird knows the trajectory where to go. And they go very systematically. So that is a law of nature. And then one fine conference I was attending the same, and I was very fascinated in this idea. And then I told my students to apply this technique to a robotic control problem, where multiple robots can have a collaboration, and each robot can be considered as an agent, and they have some communication, and they have to steer from one place to the other. There is a trajectory to follow. So use the simple idea in a conference, sitting for 10 minutes, maybe I'm talking to somebody, sometimes looking, sometimes not looking there and all that, but somehow it entered. And then we applied the same couple of problems, and they got translated to beautiful journals, item transactions. And so later on we thought that why don't we move forward in applying the same for the smart grids. And we conceive that the smart grid is one where a lot of participation necessary, like the lot of renewable energy sources like photovoltaics, wind, and then there could be electric vehicles connected to the grid, and there are communication between the consumer and the grid. So, and there are power to converters who transform the electricity from one voltage level to another. So, if you consider all of them as agents and how to have a common task, that this grid will cater a voltage similar to our existing grid, a nominal voltage or a frequency. So, it is also a kind of multi-agent system of control. So, the point I want to bring here is that conferences, one of the best takeaways is to listen the ideas from others and try to implement the same in your own research. Possibly, yes, you can have miracle, in your research transformation. And the second thing is that the topic what has been chosen, like smart, intelligent, innovative technologies, it is needless to say that any development that is happening today, it is because of the technological advancements. Like earlier, we are writing on the notebooks. I think those are gone. So people are writing notepads, like iPads and all that. And we are earlier using a big camera and then mobile phone or this big phone. Now everything put together in your hand, you see everything there. So how it happened? It happened because of the innovative ideas and technologies. And as you see that where is the R&D, the what to do, what the research direction you should move in. So one of the ways people go for is sustainable goals. We have 17 sustainable goals around the nation, the whole world. And we looked at how tiny contribution we can make to achieve this sustainable goal. So the point is how to take the sustainable goal initiatives for your R&D orientation. And therefore, when you talk of the industry 4.0, now we are moving industry 5.0. And it's quite possible because of new technology like AI or additive manufacturing and all of that. And our quality of life also improved. For example, if you see the earlier steel plants, they are being run with a lot of people, 3 shifts, A shift, B shift, C shift, and like 6 to 2 and then 2 to 10, 10 to 6. some people are wasting their valuable time sleeping or working in the industry in the night, 10 to 6, 2 to 10. And nowadays, I think the girls should not be happy to find a man who is working such kind of industries because they don't want to get married to those people who are spending time, in the industry for the whole day. So then nobody is happy to work in such harsh environments. And so the beauty is that the success is that we are now transforming everything because of AI. So like if let us say plant in Tanzania, you can run the plant from Bangalore. Possible. How it is possible? Because the running plant might have very small number of people, and we can get all the data, and there is a fault diagnosis and fault tolerant control could be there, and you can operate if necessary. So then your manufacturing knowledge plus the knowledge of the AI are now integrated. So therefore, most of the universities, as Professor Maharan has rightly mentioned, the NEP 2020, that has multiple aspirations. One of the aspirations is to bring the technology, advanced technology in the curriculum. Like one such technology, AI, all of us know, additive manufacturing, and then all these kind of digital communication, digital computing. So all of that will make the things more kind of quality of life to today's civilization. So for example, no more worry to spend time in the industry now in the night. You can have both the additive manufacturing and the artificial intelligence in the curriculum, and one can find a very, very lucrative job without only thinking for a software job. Because you might see somewhere like last 10 years, there is a depletion in the core sector kind of placements. So people all are interested to go for the high-tech industries. And if that goes, then we can go in one direction, like the only technology, the software. But the country's progress is limited, will be limited if it is only we are going in one direction. So therefore, technological advancements like the one I mentioned, like AI or additive manufacturing, communication, all of them are necessary. And more so is their application. For example, the energy sector is one which is the most predominant on the advanced technology. Like you can apply AI to forecast the solar radiation. You can use AI to forecast the wind velocity, so that you can design a renewable energy integrated smart grid. Or you might be saying, like earlier there is a blackout for the power supply several days, and not only other countries, India is no exception. So but now there is less blackout. Why it is? Because the AI and this kind of electric vehicle penetration, like both vehicle to grid and grid to vehicle, the bidirectional now charging is possible. And the other aspect is that we have a cyber threat, cyber attacks. Any country there is a threat if the power system is hijacked by some cyber threat. We are in a big danger. So we have now all these cyber security that is very, very predominant to protect the country in the power system. So therefore, aerospace is another area where a lot of new development, in future you might be seeing the hydrogen-based, aerospace, the aircrafts. Even railways, in future I would expect that another 10 to 20 years, all the railway will be hydrogen-based, kind of a person. So one day which we could not imagine, and today we are feeling much better because of the continuous change in the technology. And who makes the change? The change is possible by the scientists, like people like you, people like R&D labs, universities, industries, all of them put together, and therefore this synergy is not only for academia. This synergy is a synergy of people in the industry, people in the academia, and the necessity, the cause of invention. And therefore, so that I would feel that I think Madam Jyoti has mentioned 150 papers. So I would believe that next time when this university, Ramaya University will celebrate another or organize another conference, I would believe 200 products should be, discussed here. Some industry will come with their products, they can throw the ideas that how best this product can be, improvised. And then the other aspect is that there should be in future, we would expect instead of only focusing on the papers, there would be some products discussion, industry ideas discussion, and that will make more meaningful contribution to industry as well. They will be more interested. Nowadays, you see, the industry, they think that the academia is lagging, academia think industry is lagging. There is always a fight between the industry and academia in that sense. It's not true. So therefore, there is a kind of both the way we should collaborate, and success is there. And as you see, in India particularly, our academic research is limited up to TRL level 2 or 3 like that. But the industry adoption of the technology goes beyond TRL 6 and all. So then who will make the, kind of conversion from TRL 4 to TRL 6? So these kind of conferences are the venues where we industry, kind of delegates will come here. They will say that, okay, the academia has some kind of research that has the potential to be transformed to TRL 6 and beyond. So that is possible. So I could see a lot of opportunities, and I'm glad that the hall is very, very full with a lot of, expectation for the 3 days dissemination of the ideas, collaboration, networking, good food, and good moving here and there. And as I said, a lot of ways you can benefit. So I thank the organizer for planning meticulously and inviting so many people and giving me also an opportunity to be with you today. And I also feel that these 3 days will bring much more kind of dissemination opportunities. And I wish this conference is a grand success in all fronts. And this conference should not only be limited to this person only. I believe we should continue in a series manner. Maybe first Synergy 2026, Synergy 27, and not only one institute or one university will organize it. I would expect that the pattern could change, and multiple people in a common forum should join. Maybe in Bangalore, then it will go crossing the boundary of Bangalore and many more. So the synergy will be more visible. And all of us who are basically working towards a better future, better day tomorrow. And this conference, I believe, will have a better opportunities. And I could dream that, this Ramaya University will make a visible progress in taking it forward, and wishing this conference a grand success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring address. As a token of gratitude, appreciation, and the gracious presence and invaluable address, may I now request Honorable Dean to felicitate this along with the dignitaries to our chief guest, Professor Vidyadhar Subbu. I also request all the HODs, program head, our associate dean, Dayanand sir to join in felicitating the chief guest.
Put in your office.
Thank you, everyone. Before we proceed further, let's take a moment to witness the journey of Synergy 2026. This video showcases the collaborative efforts, innovation, and excellence that have brought Synergy to life. I invite you to sit back and enjoy the video. I request the dignitaries to kindly occupy the seats in the front row. May I request the technical team to please play the video.
ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ಸ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಶಾಯಿಸ್ತಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
Hello everyone. Welcome. Discuss about Digital Twin Studio. What is a Digital Twin Studio? A Digital Twin Studio is a specialized environment where real-world objects, buildings, machines, products, or systems are recreated as digital replicas, digital twins. These digital models continuously receive real-time data from sensors, IoT devices, cameras, and cloud platforms, allowing users to monitor, analyze, simulate, and improve the physical system without directly interacting with it. A digital twin studio combines technologies such as artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, 3D modeling, virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, cloud computing, big data analytics, simulation software. Definition: a digital twin is a virtual representation of a physical object or system that updates itself using real-time data throughout its life cycle. A digital twin studio is the workspace where these digital twins are designed, developed, visualized, monitored, and analyzed. Objectives of a digital twin studio: create accurate digital replicas of physical assets. Monitor systems in real time. Predict failures before they occur. Improve product design and manufacturing. Reduce operational costs. Increase productivity and efficiency. Support remote monitoring and maintenance. Enhance decision-making using AI analytics. Components of a digital twin studio: physical asset, machine, building, vehicle, human body, or manufacturing equipment. Sensors and IoT devices. Collect temperature, pressure, vibration, humidity, motion, and other data. Communication network. Wi-Fi, 5G, Ethernet, MQTT, OPCUA, Bluetooth. Cloud platform. Stores and processes collected data. 3D digital model. Visual representation created using CAD or 3D software. AI and analytics engine. Predicts failures and provides recommendations. Visualization dashboard. Displays live performance, alerts, charts, and reports. Working principle: physical object operates. Sensors collect real-time information. Data is transmitted to cloud servers. Digital twin updates instantly. AI analyzes the collected data. Simulations predict future performance. Engineers optimize the system. Technologies used. Technology. Purpose: IoT. Data collection. AI. Prediction and automation. Machine learning. Pattern recognition. Cloud computing. Data storage. Edge computing. Fast processing. VR. Immersive visualization. AR real-world overlay. CAD. 3D model creation, GIs, spatial mapping, big data, analytics, types of digital twins. Component twin represents a single part. Asset twin represents a complete machine or product. System twin represents multiple interconnected assets. Process twin represents an entire workflow or production process. Applications: smart manufacturing, smart cities, healthcare, automotive industry, aerospace, construction, energy and utilities, agriculture, retail, education and research. Advantages: real-time monitoring, predictive maintenance, lower operational costs, better product quality, faster decision-making, reduced downtime, improved safety, remote access, increased productivity, sustainable resource usage. Limitations: high initial implementation costs, cybersecurity risks, large data storage requirements, complex system integration, skilled professionals required, dependence on reliable sensor data, digital twin workflow, physical asset sensors, IoT network, cloud platform, digital twin model, AI analytics, simulation, decision-making optimization. Future scope: AI-driven autonomous factories, Industry 5.0, smart hospitals, autonomous vehicles, smart campuses, space exploration, precision agriculture, robotics and automation, sustainable infrastructure, metaverse integration. Conclusion: a digital twin studio bridges the physical and digital worlds by creating intelligent virtual models that continuously synchronize with real-world systems. Through AI, IoT, cloud computing, and immersive visualization, it enables monitoring, simulation, prediction, and optimization across industries. As Industry 4.0 and Industry 5.0 evolve, digital twin studios are becoming essential for innovation, efficiency, and data-driven decision-making. Hello,
for this
everyone.
wonderful video, and I would like
Welcome,
to thank
discuss
Adi, sir,
about digital
for
twins.
initiating this video and getting it done. Thank you so much, sir, for your initiative. A big round of applause for Adi, sir. As we conclude the inaugural session, I now request Dr. Ananta Iyengar to please deliver the vote of thanks. I request the dignitaries to please occupy the seats on the dais.
Respected Dean Sir, distinguished Chief Guest, heads of the department, faculty members, industry partners, sponsors, researchers, students, a very good morning to one and all. It is my great privilege and honor to propose vote of thanks on this auspicious occasion of inauguration of Synergy 2026. On behalf of organizing committee and faculty of engineering and technology, I extend heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed Chancellor, Dr. M.R. Jairam, for his inspiring leadership and unwavering vision. His vision has propelled us in the direction in which we are heading. We extend the we are equally grateful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Professor K.K. Raina sir, for his continuous guidance and motivation. Special heartfelt note of gratitude for our Chief Guest, Professor Subudhi sir, Director NIT Warangal, for graciously accepting our invitation and inaugurating our conference. Sir, your distinguished contribution in the field of engineering research, control systems, robotics is well known, but your thoughtful inaugural address is what attracted me. I never looked at the conference as a marriage, and it was a very new perspective that you gave us in your lecture. And you touched upon many other aspects, including law of nature, how to get inspired in research, how to bring synergy from the nature to our engineering research, sustainable development goals, AI, and many other fields which inspire us and will inspire many generations to come. Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words. I also would like to thank our international keynote speaker, Dr. Florimond Guenet, who is going to adjust for our need and deliver the keynote address coming next. I sincerely thank our provost for valuable encouragement and administrative support he has extended to us. Heartfelt thanks to our dean sir for being the chair of this conference and helping us in every aspect of this conference. Thanks also to Dr. Suresh sir for helping us with the publication. Thank you to all the heads of department whose cooperation and encouragement has guided us throughout the process. Special thanks to our organizing committee members whose unwavering dedication and teamwork has helped us realize this event. Sincere thanks to Mr. Gautam and Mr. Murli sir from Faculty of Art and Design for helping us with printing of book of abstract and certificates. Our heartfelt thanks to all the facilities team who helped us tirelessly working in long hours, helping us with the venue, logistics, hospitality, transportation, and technical infrastructure. We are also grateful and thank Nagaraj sir from CITM and his team for providing the necessary technical assistance and digital infrastructure. Thank you for our media team who is going to cover the event and help us publicizing the event. Thank you to all the sponsors whose generous support has made this event a grand success. A very special thanks to all the student volunteers whose energy and enthusiasm has helped us achieve this success. And a heartfelt thanks to all the faculty members, researchers, staff members, session chairs, reviewers, technical committee members, advisory committee members, media team, registration team, publication team, finance team, for all the support that may be seen and unseen. Their contribution is immensely helping us. To all the authors, researchers, academicians, industry professionals, delegates who um, published their research in our conference, thank you for your enthusiastic participation in making Synergy a vibrant platform for knowledge exchange. Finally, I would like to express our deepest gratitude to every individual who has contributed directly or indirectly to making this conference a grand success. As we embark on the next 3 days of technical sessions, keynote lectures, panel discussions, networking, and collaborative learning, I wish everyone to enjoy the conference and very thank you to one another. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for expressing a heartfelt gratitude to everyone who has contributed to this conference. Thank you once again. As we conclude the inaugural ceremony, we shall now stand in the honor of national anthem. I request everyone to please rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you all. I request all to please stay back for the group photo. We'll take one photo here and one photo in the photo. It's been a privilege to host you as we conclude the session. I also request the technical team to display the QR code for the keynote session so that people can join online. Meanwhile, we can come forward for the group photo. I request everyone to please come forward for the group photo.
Please join. Come and join this side, please.
We'll take one picture outside. I request all the participants.
No, we'll take in panoramic. Phone panoramic.
Yeah.
Hi, hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Good morning. Am I?
I think it's because there's two speakers at the same place, so I don't hear you very well.
You're on, sir. And you're
Sorry, I really don't hear you very well. Hello, can you hear me well? So I'm well visible. Okay, let me prepare. Okay. So you can let me know when we can start. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, we have the YouTube link. I'll share the live streaming is happening. I'll share the link to you over email.
Also, it will be like another link.
No. You don't need to join. So there is a live streaming of your keynote session on YouTube.
Okay.
From Telecom. Thank you. I've sent her. So easy that I'll just tell him. Sir, we will join in. Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
We'll join in another 5 minutes, sir.
Okay. Brilliant.
Is this okay, ma'am?
Yes.
ಬಿಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅವ್ರು ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ ಈ ಜನ ಒಂದೆರಡು ಹಿಂಗಡೆ ಬಾಟ್ಲು ಅದೇನೋ ನೀರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅದೇ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ
Shall I Pushpa?
There's no audience at least. So just cover the keynote, not the complete keynote, just cover the their own life. So just cover him, not the entire thing. You said from UK. Yeah, just cover him, not the complete session.
As a scanner,
Hello.
ಅದು ಫ್ಲಾರಿಮಾಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಸರ್ ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡೋದೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಶೆಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಶೇರ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಕಿರಣ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಸೆಕ್ರೆಟರಿ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನರ್ ಅಲಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನರ್ ಅದೊಂದು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಶೆಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಜಾಯಿನ್ ಜಾಯಿನ್
So welcome back after a refreshing break, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all had a very refreshing break. We now move to the highlights of Synergy 2020 International Conference on Smart, Intelligent and Innovative Technology. We now move to the keynote. It is a privilege to welcome worship from United Kingdom, our distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Florimond Queenie, Associate Professor, Birmingham City University, United Kingdom. Professor Queenie just got his PhD degree in from Paris Saclay University, France, followed by prestigious doctoral appointments from Florida State University and the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. He is currently an associate professor at Birmingham University, where his research focuses on artificial intelligence, complex systems, complex control systems, microgrid optimization, driving innovative solutions for sustainable transformation and engineering systems. And accomplished research we need also investigate for the technical and I funded smart SIC project and member of the Artificial Intelligence Technical Network Committee of the Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today, we will deliver the keynote address on bridging edge and rural economies, digital transformation for sustainable agric microgrid in South Asia. This keynote promises to provide valuable insight into how emerging technology can drive sustainable innovation and create meaningful societal impact. Although miles may separate us geographically, technology enables us to connect, collaborate, and learn without boundaries. Dr. Queenie, it is an honor to have you with us today. We want to welcome you to Synergy 2020. Sir, the virtual stage is yours. You may please start the keynote session. Participants have joined online. We also have offline participants. Over to you, sir.
Hi all. So it's my pleasure and honor to deliver this keynote. So as you mentioned, it will be about like edge AI and real-world economics, and I'm going to introduce our work related to digital twins. So a few words about me. Very quickly, you introduced me already, but just to brush a bit about my background and how I arrived to the topic of today. So I did my PhD from Paris South University about a decade ago, and then I had like I was hired by the Department of Mathematics for the State University, and then Department of Engineering at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, essentially for like AI control and AI modeling on AI control and AI modeling topics. And for the last 8 years, I've been hired by Birmingham City University, where I'm currently holding this position. So, what are my main research objectives? In general, is to combine affordable energy and growth for communities. And of course, everybody in the room here is academics. So we also want to do like science and develop science. Okay, so let me try to put a bit of context about this work. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to be aware of this context, but I want to refresh all of us around it. It's going to also, generally speaking, frame the work I'm going to present a bit later. So there is this paradox, especially like in South Asia, where agriculture is has like a huge part of the global economies, but like 58% of the workforce is in agriculture. We know that India in particular, but the region is like a global center for tech innovation, and in particular digital agri-tech innovation. There is literally billions of dollars spent by venture capitalists for software solutions, but you still have a lot of deficits in mechanization, and I'm going to try to look at where this is coming from. And in particular, innovation theory says that if you have like labor scarcity, then you should have like increase in rising wages, which also should naturally trigger mechanization. However, in many areas in South Asia, while you still don't have this this modernization that has happened, and you can see on the left there's a picture I took last year in Bangladesh. So we can probably assume that there's a lot of structural frictions that are like stopping this modernization and this mechanization to happen. And I'm going to spend the next 5-10 minutes. I'm going to spend the next 5-10 minutes trying to identify these gaps and frictions. Okay, so I'm going to start with what I call the energy trap. In general, when you're going to have mechanization, well, it's going to demand more energy, and that's where the reality starts to hit some places because as we might have experienced during these couple of heat waves that are like hitting Europe and many places in the world, you can have a load shedding happening when you have too much like energy demand, and also it means that the grid is going to rely more and more in some cases on carbon intense electricity just to compensate the natural raise of energy demand. So can we actually find a way to localize power instead of like relying on the general central grid architecture? And we're going to discuss that a bit in the future. And in general, I'm going to use irrigation and mechanization as my red threads to continue to frame these traps there that I'm mentioning before. And that's going to allow me to go to the next part of my research. Move that way, sorry. Interestingly enough, the state of electrification for irrigation is quite diverse. If we take India as like an example, but if we also compare India and the other countries of South Asia. So, for instance, in Punjab, you're going to have like most of the irrigation pumps are electrified. While in Bihar, interesting enough, the ratio is almost inverse. Most of the are still running on diesel. The situation in Bihar is actually quite similar to the situation in Bangladesh. And then we have Pakistan, which has like an interesting ratio between electrified pump, solar pumps in blue, and diesel pumps. So the main reason why Bihar and Bangladesh you have like this heavy reliance on diesel pumps is essentially because there is no reliable grid, and at the same time, diesel is heavily subsidized. So in Pakistan, you've seen in the last 10 years like a huge surge in solar irrigation pump, and it's actually not really related to government initiatives. It's really farmers led. It's just like you had a surge of diesel prices. It's harder and harder to secure diesel for farmers for like reasonable prices. And at the same time, they can't really rely on electrified pumps because the grid is quite unreliable. So naturally, farmers have adopted like solar irrigation pump as like a technology to just like secure reasonable price and reliable access to energy. And interesting enough, it's actually the world's fastest decentralized renewable energy adoptions that we have seen in the last decade or so. So essentially, what is happening is many like the electric option for like irrigation looked attractive because the price is about like 4 times cheaper than a diesel equivalent diesel pumps. It's like 4 times cheaper to run. But it's not that adopted in many places. And the main reason is many farmers feel like the grid is not reliable enough. And when we carried interviews with Bangladeshi farmers, we had this kind of feedback from the farmers. The farmers also don't trust the fact that the weather is always going to provide like a good weather at the critical times. Hence, like having a proper access to the energy when they need it. It also has like an ecological impact, which means if you have no marginal cost of like pumping, you continue pump extra. But this is slightly away from my main argument here. So even if it's more expensive to run, like many farmers feel like they should actually continue to run diesel pumps because it's more expensive, but it is reliable. They know how much they will pay, assuming there's no shocks like what we have seen in the almost Detroit. So it's reliable. They know it will always work. When they need to pump, when they will need energy, they will be able to do that. So we have a sort of like a trap there that forces an economic trap that forces farmers to stay continue using diesel pumps, which means also they have to spend more money on the topic. Another trap that exists often is essentially the skill trap, or what I call the missing electro mechanism. So in most villages, you're going to have access to like one mechanic that can easily repair most of the mechanical
actually LinkedIn ಅನ್ನು ಆಕ್ಟಿವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಲಾಗ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಇದ್ದೆ LinkedIn ಆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅದೇ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸೈಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
Can you hear me? Can you still hear me? Okay. So in most villages, you're going to have access to like mechanics that can fix like mechanical issues and can fix like combustion engines. But when you have like more complex system like electromechanic system, well, it's a bit harder to fix. If you have like a microchip that is failing, or if you have like a MOSFET that is failing, or like a capacitor that is failing, it's a bit harder to identify what is the issue. And because you don't have specialists, it means operators are going to rely to either OEM or technicians that often come from major urban areas. And just as like an example, when we implement our site in Dinajpur, I'll talk about it later, but you have like a 6-hour drive between Dhaka and Dinajpur in Bangladesh. So if you have like an issue, you have at least like you're losing at least like a day. In general, as soon as a young person has like a decent digital literacy, they are going to tend to migrate to the urban areas, to find like good jobs. And so it's quite rare to find someone who can actually fix like an electric system. And you can see on the right there, actually a rare example. We are extremely lucky in one of our sites in Pisa, where we have like Mr. Ajay, who's actually really able to fix, like you can see him, he's fixing a capacitor at the moment. I mean, on that picture, who can fix some of the systems. But the consensus is that at a village level, you have like a critical skill gap, especially when it's about like fixing electrical systems. Basically, if you have like a complex machine, it breaks down, it tends to stay broken. Okay, like the other friction that I want to mention is what I call the tractor trap. We've seen in the last couple of decades in India a surge of mechanization. You can see here how now most of the total power being used is coming from like engine. Someone muted me. I didn't realize that. I guess it was a couple of minutes ago. Sorry. I see that Rohini, you had like a question as well. guess it's because my voice was not audible. I don't know when I've been muted, so if someone can tell me when I've been muted, I can roll back. Okay. Well, I'm going to assume that anyway, the slides are probably self-explanatory, so I'm going to continue from that slide. Apologies if you missed some of the information I was sharing. So one of the key reasons why precision tools are not really used that much, and there's like low capital investment in precision tools, essentially the fact that there is no ways for like increasing, no accessible ways for increasing the usage of these precision tools. They're only used, you don't have like platforms, for instance, that can aggregate demand and allows one farmers to have that as like a side business or like a business. And that's quite clear, actually, that that has been both identified as like an issue by venture capitalists, but also that the development of advanced mechanization has told, and that's what I call essentially like the funding trap. So India agritech has attracted about like a bit more than $1.3 billion. Yes. Okay, I could still written as like shared on my side.
Because I was in
Can you see it?
major roles at that time. Even after coming here, I did so many things. I was in the AICT portal maintenance. I was in various roles. And even if you check in category policy, there is still.
Yeah, it is visible now. You can go ahead.
I was
Okay.
lab in check,
Okay, thank you.
in check, and doing 16
Thank you.
years now. It is my service.
Thank you. So, so it's also seen by like venture capitalists where a lot of the funding is essentially on software, it's because software scales with essentially little cost. And you have very, very little investment as well in enabling some of these mechanizations. So you can see there's like a factor 10, more than a factor 10 between like robotics and IoT compared to the software side. Okay, so what are the initiatives around all of these questions of energy and rural development and rural mechanization? So interesting enough, like about 2 months now, the Prime Minister Modi made like a big announcement, like a push for like electrification of farming and especially like solarization of farming. The idea is like nationwide to replace diesel-powered irrigation pumps, and I think the highlights were quite spot on saying like, okay, it will reduce operational costs for like farmers, which is good. It will lower the general dependency both on the state-wise and farmer-wise on imported fuel. We've seen how it has triggered like the transition in Pakistan, for instance, and of course it means generally speaking decarbonization of the energy. But one of the most valuable point I think is really put like farmers in general as a potential key contributor to energy independence, sustainable agriculture, and environmental protection. I think we can even go beyond by putting them as like not only energy independence, like part of the energetic independence of the contribute like a source of income locally. If I want to summarize a bit like what I mentioned in terms of like policies, there's essentially three three different kind of axes that has allowed or like stopped this energy transition. So in many places in South Asia, of course, you have like some strong policies. Usually it's mostly like capital subsidies for like supporting farmers in buying, for instance, like tractors, or in buying solar irrigation pumps. So you have, of course, like the Kusum scheme, and in Bangladesh you have like various like ITCOL schemes. In some cases, when you have like either like many issues with infrastructure or like macroeconomic shocks, you can have like a direct market bypass, which means essentially farmers are going to adapt to technology, and they're just going to try their best to buy like solar pumps, for instance, or like solar tractors, or like electric rickshaws. And finally, this transition is often slowed by fiscal traps or like capital inertia. For instance, some subsidies in Bangladesh and India for like diesel means that there's a lack of economic incentive for farmers to transition to like solar solutions. In some other countries like Nepal, because you don't really have like some strong schemes, it means like farmers are not going to transition. We have only 2% adoption, for instance, of like solar irrigation pump in Nepal. So if I want to summarize all of these gaps, my point of view is that we have a sort of like self-sustained a circles of like frictions that is related to first like some budget stress on states, because the subsidies heavily like electricity, for instance, in India, which means or in Bangladesh, like diesel at the moment is heavily subsidized because of the energy shock that we have experienced recently, which means less spending on education, health, infrastructure, etc. Because of this lack of support, often it is going to trigger like some skill shortage with like rural exodus in particular, which also means you have, generally speaking, locally like a issue to have access to the energy, because things can break down and things are a bit harder to install. And all of that, this lower access to energy, of course, is going to fix like a path dependency. People stay on diesel because diesel works and it's hard to change out of diesel pumps, for instance. And they're going to remain using their tractors because investing in other machineries is not going to be sustainable. So I think it boils down to one key factor, which is this idea of like business models. That's why you have like the government funding. They need to subsidize heavily because there's a lack of strong business model. The exodus is also because there's a lack of good jobs. The transition do not happen as fast as what we want because there's a lack of money to make into that. So essentially, taking all of that into consideration is bringing me to the framework that I want to present today, and the work that I am currently doing in the field, and all of the subsequent part of the talk. So the Smart C+ project that we are working on, which is one of the only 10 UKRI Ayrton projects, is a project between the UK and Bangladesh. We also have a spin-out of this project in Hisar at the moment in India. What is the key idea of this project is we want to install like solar irrigation pump. Solar irrigation pump are being used only about, say, 100 to 150 days per year. They often like oversized just to make sure there's the solar sizing is often oversized to make sure there is enough power for the pumps during the irrigation season, which means you have, like, generally speaking, excess energy. And we want to use this excess energy to power key productive loads, for instance, like cooling, or like post-harvest processing, or like charging various electric vehicles, essentially like key productive loads to develop the local economy. So essentially trying to provide new business models, some that we are proposing and some that are coming directly from the farmers, and we have the luxury to try various kind of business models to identify what can work and what can be scalable. So our vision is, in this project, my vision is a bit complex, as like you can see there. So I'm just going to focus on this idea of using excess energy, and how that can be related to like business model. And I believe, like, to relate that to a successful business model, we need to use a bit of smartness, and that's why I'm going to talk about like edge AI today, and that's why I'm going to talk about like digital twin today, because I think just a tiny bit of intelligence in that usage of the excess energy is going to allow us to develop sustainable business models. Okay, and one of the interesting part of this talk and this presentation is we are, it's not only like theoretical, we are on the ground. We have various sites, and I'm going to present some of them briefly. But we have hardware validation, and we are working with farmers, and with and we are testing these business models and these approaches. We still have a lab as well, where we can test and develop these ideas as well. So we have a lab with hardware in the loop, when we can emulate any solar condition, any kind of batteries, and any kind of loads. If it's DC or one-phase AC loads. Right. We have currently about like 6 fully research grad instrumented sites. One is in India, in Hisar, so in Haryana state, and across Bangladesh we have at the moment like 5 sites, but soon 6 different sites. And on each of these sites we are testing. So the smart side of the technology is essentially like the same, but we try different loads and different business models on each site, just to be able to come with reliable data and useful data for the communities. Okay, so now that I brushed a bit the context around all of my work, I can go a bit in more the details of like this digital twin and smart approach. So let me start maybe by giving my definition of a digital twin. So I'm just going to read this definition. A digital twin is a virtual replica of a physical system. Okay, and it's going to use data and simulations to essentially to mirror closely the behavior and or the performances and or the dynamics of the system. And the idea is to allow to control the system better and to optimize the system. So if I want to come back more to like a solar irrigation energy system with other loads, well, we need to first have like a solar pump. We need to have like some loads, like a cold storage. We have the various other loads. So we're going to operate that system. The system works in the real world, and we are going to need to capture some data. Okay, once we have captured some of that data, we can essentially use it to have like say models, some simulations, some analytics that's going to allow us to replicate to some extent the data, which allow us to give more insights on the system itself. Okay, these insights, they are not useful if we are not like presenting it to an operator, or if we are not presenting it to like a stakeholder. So you're going to have some dashboard or like any kind of interface between the interested stakeholder and the system. So we can show various KPI. It depends on the goal of the stakeholders. But the digital twin is not complete until you can actually forward some information to the system directly. You need to be able to take some actions based on these insights. For instance, like you can have some actuators like turning on or off remotely, for instance, the pump, or to trigger some visit of like a technician to check off like a component of the system. Okay, so if you want to have a digital twin, essentially you need a model, but you also need to have a way to synchronize the model and the system, and that synchronization needs to be two ways. Okay, you need to get some data from the system, but you need to be able to also actuate the system. So let me show you a couple of examples of these 4 points. So the numbers you can see on the top left here, when I have 1/dashboard, it refers to the numbers there on the definition. So you have like a dashboard that essentially allows to look at your insights on your assets. So for instance, in this dashboard that we are developing, you can have access to the outside temperature. It's the inside temperature in the cold storage, the humidity, and you have like various other KPI that can be represented. I think this link was working a couple of days ago, but today it's actually done for a reason. So you also need to get some information from the system, and in general, to get the information from the system, you're going to have to need like a set of sensors. So I show, and of course, like a non-exhaustive list of sensors that we can consider in agri-tech, like some soil moisture sensor, for instance, to know to which extent there's like a need to irrigate. All of the elements of the systems are consuming power, so we of course want to know these power consumptions. If we are looking at cold storage facilities, you might want to know what is the methane concentration. Ethylene concentration, which is going to be like an indicator on the ripening of the various fruits and vegetables that you are keeping in the cold storage. The tiny blue box that you can see here is also like a temperature and humidity sensor. The ethylene sensor is the cables like on the left. We have also some weather station that allows to capture irrigation, wind, rain, wind speed, and rain. You need to use the sensors, the data coming from the sensors. And I see there, I show there, for instance, like some illustration from our code base, which is called like our edge controller. Essentially, you need to ingest this data and you need to process this data, and that's the what I call the brain of the system. But like the last part of a digital twin, it's actually using this data in a way. So you have like essentially two ways to use that data. First one is a dashboard. So again, it's like an extract of our code base. Also something that we are presenting in the conference in Italy these days. So you have like a dashboard. We use Flask for dashboarding, but like to present the relevant KPI to the operator. And the brain that I was mentioning can also take like automatic actions. and in general to take the data in, but also to communicate the data out. We use like an MQTT protocol. Okay, so I'm going to also brush a bit like a I'm going to show a bit like the landscape of potential digital twin that can be interesting for, in my opinion, for like agri-tech. But we're not going to go in all of them in too much details. But like, what are the main components of the energy side from like a typical facility? You're going to have like the solar PVs. You're going to have like some inverters and converters. You're going to have like a battery, and essentially you can also see e-tractors or like e-rickshaws as like a mobile storage for like energy. Okay, we're going to take some data from all of that, and we can essentially have like a model of each of these components, and that can be used for like various reasons. The main one that I'm going to discuss a bit later is going to be around like maintenance and predictive maintenance, but you can also have other options, very much explored these days in Europe, for instance, which is like grid balancing. You also have like all of the resilience question, which is if a lot of systems are like interconnected, you might want to have some islanding capacity in case of you have like a load imbalance in the system. And probably the second one that is the most interesting for us is essentially like an energy management system within our system. We have some focus on irrigation here, so I'm also going to talk about like water management and irrigation in general. You might want to have information on the groundwater level. It's more and more like an issue in various places in South Asia, where in some places even like desertification. You want to know the pump, what is happening with the pump in particular. It's a key part of our system. And in some cases, we also want to clean the water, so we can have like some water filter. It's also possible to try to look directly at how much the crops are irrigated. So once again, we can have a digital model of each of these components, and it can be used for like metering when we share the water between several farmers. It can be used to optimize the water usage, so essentially having like some water saving, and also if what is being delivered doesn't match to what is being pumped, it allows to trigger maintenance or like identify if there is leaks. Of course, if we talk about like farming, the crops themselves are key. So once again, we might want to look at the soil, having like various like soil sensors. We might want to look at how the crops are growing, and that might also allow us to identify if there's like some issues with maybe pests. So similarly, we're going to have like a model that's going to correspond to each of these key components there, which is going to be related to, again, the usage of water and maybe minimizing or like using in a more targeted way pest control and using of pesticide. And a key component for us also, where I'm going to discuss a bit about that later on, is all of the post-processing system that we're going to consider. Like one of the most important one in our case is going to be the cold storage, but there's also like potentially drying of some components and husking, milling of rice, and you could also have like we're not going to really talk about that, but you can also have like understanding the supply chain of the post-process transport. We can have we can have once again like a replica on most of these component of the system, and it's going to be specifically, these ones are going to often be related directly to the optimization of revenues through knowing when you can sell your product, making sure we don't have like a reducing wastage of the product, and of course the energy management system also is going to be really reliant on knowing well how the loads are electric loads are working. Okay, so I think this last point related to the business model is a bit key for us. So that's why a lot of these digital twin that I'm going to present are going to be essentially like maintenance oriented. The reason why is, as we have seen before, we have skill shortage, so we want to be sure we can keep the uptime as much as we can, and for that, some telemetry allows us to either react quickly when a component is failing, or maybe react preemptively, making sure like a component is not going to fail. Okay, it's really important for like the reducing the downtime of key elements during the farm, the irrigation season, for instance. But also, generally speaking, to ease that supply chain when you don't need to rely too much on like urban technicians to come and fix something. You can see here, for instance, on the right, some telemetry on one of our systems. And I think I took the screenshots yesterday morning. The reason why I believe like predictive maintenance is so important, like in particular in South Asia, the conditions are actually quite difficult in a rural environment. You have like high desk climate, so we need to be able to maximize the power output of the solar panels when even like in adversary conditions. You have like a lot of heat, you have like a grid that is unreliable with potential like voltage fluctuations. You have like a lot of humidity, so the inverters, which are like a key component of our systems, are like often failing a bit more than what we want. And I think it's really important to remember that if we have like a broken pump during like a critical season, it's like a heavy loss for the farmers, and that's really something that we want to avoid. And that's why in many cases they are sticking to CSL pumps. It might be expensive or either too expensive in many cases to fix the system. I don't know if you remember what I said before, like when something is broken, it stays broken. And there's like many energy systems that have like almost famously failed, like for instance, like in Africa and in other South Asia parts, where as soon as the grant stops, as soon as like the government subsidy stops, people can't fix things anymore because it's just too expensive. And for instance, like when an inverter is supposed to last between 8 and 10 years, the data that we have from our partners in Bangladesh, they tell us that they very rarely last more than 4 years. Like typical lead acid batteries, instead of lasting for 5 to 10 years, they last only a year, 2 years, because of the heat. I have seen like geckos playing into like control boxes, so you tend to have like rodents and other critters like breaking things essentially. And yeah, so it's quite important to maximize the usage of all of these components and part of the system. Okay, like simply for like economical reasons. So that's why we really want to have like business-driven digital twins. Okay, now I'm going to go a tiny bit more into the technical side, of this work. even if we are like looking at research grade equipment in our case, we are fully aware that it's not economically viable and scalable. So from the beginning, we try to identify like a good trade-off between prices of sensors and practicality, essentially. So the main one is we try to have as much as possible edge AI and edge systems. Essentially, most of the things should be able to run locally as much as we can. So as soon as like some sensors are like high speed sensors, or when our algorithms are like low footprint, we make sure that's going to be on the edge. On the other hand, from time to time, we're going to have like some low speed updates. I'm not talking about the sensor there. I'm talking on the fact that historical trends and time series analysis. And when some algorithms have a high footprint, in that case, we will not run them on the edge. We'll run them in the cloud or like on the host server of our system. So there's going to be more like for traditional ML and for long time series. Okay, so the heart of a system is essentially like a gateway that has some power, essentially like it's powered by like a Raspberry 5, so we can actually do a reasonable amount of calculations and on it. Which has driven the choices that I mentioned a bit before. And I love this picture on the right because you can see it at the center of the picture. You can see the gateway that was being like tested, and on the left you have this kid very interested in what's happening, and I think he's the future. So that's a very nice testament of what we want to do. We also have made like a technological choice, which is to base our data collection on LoRaWAN technologies. And the main reason why we want to do that is essentially battery life. LoRaWAN technologies are like very long range and ultra low power. It allows to really keep the battery long and to have like only one gateway managing almost as many sensors as we can. It comes with a trade-off, of course, because it's like an ultra low power. It means the bandwidth of the data collection is very, very low. So practically speaking, we just get data every 5 to 15 minutes. The more often you get data, the least your battery life is going to last. So compared to, for instance, like higher bandwidth like Wi-Fi or Zigbee, where your battery, of course, the bandwidth is much higher, but the battery life is going to be very low, which means a lot of operations on the site. So our main strategy is so we have some local sensors. We're going to have like some remote sensors. They're all going to talk together through the LoRaWAN gateway and through like an MQTT stack. Once all of this data is being collected, it's going to be directly fed into like an engine that runs locally on the gateway, and the relevant data is going to be synchronized in the cloud and or dashboarded for the various stakeholders. We have like two kinds of dashboard. Can be like a local dashboard for like the local operator and the local farmers, or it can be like a centralized dashboard for like the stakeholders, owner of the sites, etc. We are aware that the connectivity can be intermittent, so we are using like a hybrid database approach. So we have cloud synchronization using CouchDB. The reason why we focus on CouchDB is because well, it works very well in asynchronous synchronization. So if you lose data for a while, you're just going to wait until it can synchronize. When we have to, for like so accessing CouchDB it can be a bit slow for like high paced raw data. So we also have like a small influx database that can manage like the high resolution raw data that can come, for instance, from the inverter. And after we're going to post-process it on the gateway before synchronizing all of the data on CouchDB. So that's generally speaking the kind of architecture that we have here with like a communication layer, data, and a set of twins that are like classes that are going to be related to all of the main components that we have identified and that we are working with, but that can relatively easily be extended. So okay, essentially these slides and these slides are essentially like the same. We are planning to use also Docker to robustify and simplify the deployment at scale. For the moment, we have like site-specific code, so we're not using Docker right now, but it's just for like testing purpose. Later on, we'll, as I said, we'll use Docker. Okay, so to go a bit more in the various digital twins that we are considering. We are considering, of course, like solar twins. The aim is to identify, for instance, panel soling, but like a variety of issues, or like making sure like the panels are working well. And for that, we are monitoring high radiance, the voltage and current coming out of the panels, and the ambient temperature and the temperature of the sensors. And that's done through the inverter or through some DC meters. For instance, I'm showing them like a couple of bits of the algorithm that we are using. We have like some cleaning alerts if the production is lower than what is expected. We have some regression on the efficiency just to make sure everything is working well, and we also check if the temperature is okay. We just submitted like a paper, for instance, to transaction on reliability with like a full explainable pipeline, essentially mostly working on XGBoost, where we can identify 99% on the main 13 faults that there is on solar PVs. We also have like the battery, where we want to estimate the state of health and the state of charge. So the main parameters that we are capturing through the battery management system is the voltage, current, and the temperature, and we want to estimate the internal resistance. Where that allows to capture essentially the internal resistance, allows to capture essentially the state of health of the battery. Okay, and actually doing this kind of technologies allows to improve the resiliency index. So when we manage well the state of charge, we can improve the resiliency of the system, and we have shown in some of the work like extension of the battery life as well. We have cold storages that we are running on a variety of sites. So we want to identify the potential issues with the cold storage, for instance, like an open door. I don't think I put it on the slide, but like a door that remains open, which is close to an insertion failure. And we can also look at like compressor wear, for instance, or leaks in the system. For that, we tend to measure the parameters related to temperature inside the cold storage and outside, the power used by the cold storage, and the thermal mass of the system. And we use like a few sensors for the temperature and the humidity, and we use directly the inverter to know the power used by the cold storage. You can see here how we've done with some students. It's not published here. It's like some preliminary work. We've done some also some cloud-based. So it will be cloud-based when this work will be finished. So we are doing some CFD analysis on what's happening in the cold storage and comparing that with the actual cooling down of a mango, and to see if the CFD matches the reality, and then after we can use it as like a baseline for like a typical a predictive model. We want to focus a lot on the post-processing of the products as well. So we have like thresher and other rotary machines essentially. So what we are measuring is the active power and the motor current, thanks to like the energy meters that I shown a bit before on some slides, just to identify when you can have like some either bearing wear or maybe some jamming protection. So we didn't yet implement this digital twin, but you can see some machines here already instrumented. So this shaft cutter here is instrumented, and this dryer here is a rice dryer developed by BAU. So the fan here is instrumented. The water pumps are like a key component, of course, of like an irrigation system. We want to prevent some dry runs and to identify if there's like wear and or blockage. And for that, we essentially capture the flow delivered by the pump, the power and the speed of the pump. And by using like a polynomial curve, we can identify what is the potential problem in the pump. The wear is going to be associated with like a drift of this curve, where some typical areas can be related to like direct issues with the pump and with the system. You can see here in HISA the flow meter on the left part here. And another quite innovative, I think, digital twin there that we are putting into place, or that we are putting currently into place, is the digital twin of fruits. We want to know what is the state of a fruit, so we can predict shelf life and optimize sales timing. You want to make sure you sell your fruits or like whatever is stored in the cold storage before the state is too bad, so you can't sell it anymore. So the idea is that we are capturing like temperature, ethylene, and humidity, and we have developed like a ripening index to know when the food can be start to be in a bad state. Essentially, that's the ripening index there. You can see the implementation in the code below. And that's the kind of outputs that we have. We still have to validate it on some fruits because the parameters are a bit arbitrary at the moment. But you can see when a door is open or when you have like the power being having a power with an issue with the power. You can see how it's going to be related to like an acceleration of the ripening of the fruits. Okay, so what do we have so far? We have a lot of telemetry and data to really check if our systems are working well. We can check if our business models that we are going to deploy are working well. And that's really what we want to actually have sustainable rural energy systems, enabling farmers to actually make more money out of their systems. And that's kind of like my main takeaway here. I think for having like a clean and decentralized transition to a sustainable rural agriculture, we need to have inclusive business models to make sure that farmers can invest and they're going to get like a good return on investment. and a key part for that is going to have like affordable energy. And that's exactly what we are working on. Like to have like an inclusive business model, we're going to use the surplus of energy from like irrigation pump to actually power community. So it's really important. I didn't talk about community too much, but it's important that it's community-led loads. Like the farmers are deciding the kind of business model that they want to have, and we're going to support that. And it having more SIP and having more like solar power means also like decarbonization in general of irrigation and to lift up energy access in South Asia. So there's still like a lot that we want to do and where we can have potential collaborations. Of course, some of the models I have presented, we are still like tuning them. We are still like doing some parameter identification to make sure everything is working as we want. We realized very quickly that all of these models need to be fine-tuned and retuned depending on where you are, depending on the location in South Asia. It's very different from the east and the west part of India, for instance. We are focused on our projects in terms of the digital twin that we are deploying, but we are really open to the idea of deploying twins on new laws that we didn't consider yet. There is like a lot of work also that can be done in power electronics, generally speaking, raise the efficiency of all of these energy systems. And we are developing solid business models, but we're also very interested to have data from already existing business models, either working or not working, just to compare with ours and to essentially like being able to present to progressive farmers like a portfolio of innovative and hardened business models. Of course, I was mostly talking, but it's the work of like an amazing team. I want to highlight the contributions of like the Professor Melville, Atwal, and Saha, who are essentially in the middle there of this picture, and a former PhD student like Mohammed Nejati on the left, and an associate professor, Sandeep Dandara, on the right, associate professor at Haryana State Agricultural University, but also working in the project. And I do want to thank my main sponsor, the Ayrton Fund and the UKRI, for this talk. Okay, thank you. Thank you for listening to this keynote. If you have questions, I'm happy to try to answer the questions. And I see on the chat that someone says, "Can you share the PPT?" I'm going to send it to the organizers afterward, so they can share it with all the participants. Any question from the hello? I will share the I'll share my presentation just a while. Hello, could you hear me anymore?
Okay. All right then. So do we have any questions from the audience? Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Gwyneth, for that enlightening and thought-provoking keynote lectures. Your insightful perspectives on AGI, digital twins, and sustainable intelligence systems have provided us with valuable ideas and broader vision of how technology can address the real-world challenge while fostering sustainable development. Despite joining us virtually from United Kingdom, your engaging presentation has made us all connected to the global research community. We sincerely appreciate your time, your invaluable expertise, and your willingness to share your knowledge with us. Let's give a big round of applause to our keynote speaker. On behalf of Faculty of Engineering and Technology, MS Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences, and the organizing committee, and all the participants of Synergy 2026, I extend our heartfelt gratitude to you, sir. Thank you once again, Dr. Florimond Gwyneth. We wish you a continued success in your future research and academic endeavors. Ladies and gentlemen, let's express appreciation with a big round of applause across the mic. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure having you. Thank you for your time. We shall now conclude the keynote session. We'll break for lunch. So after lunch, we have workshop sessions which are aligned. So I request our convener, conference convener, Dr. Iyengar sir, to kindly give a note of thanks to the keynote.
Thank you, sir, for your enlightenment. It was very, very interesting, and we learned a lot. In this age of AI, it is possible to learn many things, but there is a human interaction which is missing, and that is what we were looking for. Thank you for your speech and being with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. We shall now break for lunch. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.